Hello, everyone. Give it a second here to make sure this is going. I see it's recording, so we're good there. And as long as I can keep a signal on my phone, and hopefully that update is good, we should be good to go tonight. So, hi, welcome, crafty friends. My name is 𝗧𝗢𝗣𝗑𝗖𝗓, and I have ButterDish Designs, and this is Crafty Hour, episode 68. So, welcome. Hi. Get a drink of water here. So, all right, we'll give this just a second here. So this evening, we're going to be doing a fun fold card with a 𝗧𝗢𝗘𝗖𝗍𝗂 bundle. And it's going to be really easy, so I think you'll like it. Just gathering my pieces here. Super simple. Let me switch to my overhead view. There we go. So, hello, welcome. We're going to be using this bundle here. This is 𝗧𝗢𝗘𝗖𝗍𝗂. It is a punch bundle with a 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and then it is a photopolymer stamp set. Really good for all occasions. If you need to find that, it is on page 17 of the catalog, or of course you can look it up online. They've got some fun samples there of this, but let me show you what we'll be making tonight. Put this to the side. We're going to be doing what's called a center step fun fold. It is way easier than you imagine. And when we're done, this is what the card is going to look like. And you can see here, it sits like so. That's what it looks like. So tonight I am using the colors of boho blue, and I am giving lemon lolly a run here. So this is easier than you think. I always recommend when you're doing fun folds, because they can be used for anything over and over and over again, that you make yourself a template. So I'm going to share with you my template here and why I do what I do with it. So here, the piece is 8.5 by 11, so that's why I have that written there. The score lines are dotted in red. So those are all the score lines. The cut line is in this turquoise color, and I put cut over there so that you can see that. And so when you're sitting there looking at it, it looks like this. I also put how far in we're supposed to cut, and to score. The cuts will be made from the 1 inch to the 6.5 inch marks on both sides. The score lines are going to be at 1 inch, 2 inch, and 6.5 inch. And this score line is going to be at 5.5. So these are really easy when you're doing these to keep these, they're just flat pieces that you can store and pull them out when you want to make a card. I highly recommend making a template just so you can keep it and have it on hand. So as you can see, of course, this one is already folded it. But if you're going to fold it up, see, it'd go like that. But I like to store them flat. So this is what we're doing here. Put these off to the side. And let's go ahead and we'll start with the designer series paper. I'm using the sheet of boho blue, and then this one of the lemon lolly. You'll need, for the interior of the card, you'll need just a scrap piece that's bigger than 4 by 4 1/4. And then we'll also need, for the circle punch, just a scrap piece as well. And that one should be just fine. All right. So these are our pieces that we're going to start with. Go ahead and cut this one down. It's your standard, I put 8.5 by 11, which it's actually 4 1/4 by 11. So there we go. Make sure that we write that on there. 1 second. You just got a little bit of white out so that no one gets confused here. So there we go, 4 1/4 by 11. I'll actually see if I can't leave that there as well. Okay. Let's do our designer series papers pieces first. And you will need 2 out of this one that measure 3/4 of an inch by 4 1/4. So let's see if I can do this side. We just need this to be 4 1/4. Set that off to the side there. Four and a quarter there. Okay, and then the centerpiece here needs to be 2 inches by 4 1/4. So we'll go from this side here. It's 2 inches, and we're going to 4 1/4. So there's that piece. Let's go ahead and cut the interior piece while we're already cutting these pieces. And this is going to be 4 1/4 by 4. So there is that there. The only other piece that you need for the front of that there is, I did use the next to the largest of the Nested Essentials dies, the flag ones. But you could easily do that by just cutting a piece of basic white. So there's that. Let's just put that to the side for a second. And let's go ahead and do our stamping here. Okay, for this centerpiece here that we are going to use the blends on, we are going to use Memento Just make sure you've got some good coverage there. I'm actually going to bring my little cushion pad out here. There we go. So we'll work on coloring that in a minute. This is the inside. You do need to make sure that you've got the right direction of this piece, because if you went this way, it'd be too big. So make sure you're going the proper direction for that. And we will finish stamping this stuff here. Okay. We do need to stamp smile on this one here. There we go. That's it for our basic black or ribbon blue. Just give these a scrub real quick. You can't see it. I'm just over here with my Stampin' chamois. Okay. So we're going to use this little seashell stamp. So in the boho blue. And what I did on the inside is I just stamped that sentiment and put that around it like so. There we go. We will need this again here shortly, but we need to do some cutting first. Actually, let's do our coloring here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the punch to punch this out. And let's go ahead and give that some color. I'm going to start with a light lemon lolly first. And I should tell everybody that the vet called earlier this week, and Miss Sugar, her blood work came back into normal levels. So the change in her giving her dosage of thyroid medication twice a day has helped, and we're so thankful for that. And she's feeling much better this week. I appreciate those who reached out and checked on her. So. All right, now we're going to switch to the dark lemon lolly, and I am going to use the little bullet point tip. And basically everywhere there is a mark, I am just going over it, next to it, around it, that type of deal. See that there? This color is extremely bright, even though it's in the Subtles collection. Make sure if you're watching, even if you're watching on the replay, let me know, say hi. It's always nice to say hi to people who are watching, and I really do appreciate it. I'm also going to go on the inside here. And a little darker there under that wave. Yep, that's what I did over there. Super simple. No big deal on that. Now we're going to switch to the boho blue. And we're going to go with the light first. Go up here to the top. Just being careful around that area because I do want to leave it mostly white. Just take care of that area there. You can see there. Okay, now I'm going back in with the dark. And doing the same thing I did on the top by going over those lines. You'll see I did not leave this stark white. I did go back in with the light again. And just a little bit. There we go. To just kind of extend the circle just a little bit in some areas. There we go. So there's our little sunset and waves. Okay, now comes the fun part. Let's start cutting. I am going to pull this out just so you guys can see as I go along. I will try to keep the trimmer in camera, but it may have to go out just because it's bigger. Just going to make some room here. And I'm going to put that this way, actually. And let me move these pieces off over here. Okay. So on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you have 1-inch marks on both sides, and you are able to see where you are as well on the side here. So you've got, 1, 2, 3. You're also able to tell where your blade is at by this line right in here. So it indicates where you're at. That's what makes this card easy with this trimmer. Allergies are bugging me a little bit today. Drink of water. Okay. So you need to line this up on the 1-inch line. Make sure you're good all the way down. There we go. I'm going to put the blade down, but I'm going to put that over there. And I am going to have to turn this sideways because otherwise I'm not going to be able to see it. Okay, so again, line this up to the 1-inch. Okay, hold the blade. Don't push it down yet. Make sure it's at 1 inch. Kind of sink that in there. And we are going to go up to the 6.5. And I know that because of this line here. All right. So then we need to go to the other side here. Move that back out of the way so you don't accidentally do it. And I have that at the 1-inch mark. I'm moving this over to the 1 inch. Sinking that in there, and I'm cutting up to the 6.5. So these are the only 2 cuts that you need to make for this. Just like on here, the blue ones. Okay. We are going to move that out of the way, and we're going to start our scoring. So the first one is at 1 inch. And we will be scoring just from the cut to the outer edge. The cut to the outer edge on both sides. Okay. Make sure I am at the 1 inch. I am. Line this up at a 1 inch as well. Give that a little push. Move that over here. And I can see where the cut is. So that's what I'm using as my guide. Okay, so we've scored right there and there. We now need to do this at 2 inches, or just move this down to the inch, which is this line here. Your trimmer may be different, but this is how I'm doing it. Move that over here. Okay, so now we've done this score line, these two here, and these two here. The next one we're going to do is this 6.5 one here, and that's here at this mark. I do have to turn this just so I can see it. What I'm doing is looking where the cut marks are in the center track here. Okay, so we are scoring to that. Gonna lift that up, bring it down here, just to that 1 inch. And so there we have those score marks as well. The last one here is at 5.5. So if we bring these up to the 1 inch mark, we know that this is 5.5 because that was 6.5. Just score in the center, not the outsides on that one. And there we go. Okay, before we start assembling this, we are going to do a little bit of stamping on this with these shells down here. And if you look at the full card laid out, I do have those shells going up the sides. That's why I want to do it before we fold it. We are going back to the boho blue. And actually, let's go ahead and put our little foam mat under here so we get a nice crisp stamp, hopefully with the photopolymer. There we go. Now on this side, I am just going to go the opposite curve. There we have that. Okay. Grab an envelope. So before we go any further, I want to stamp my envelope as well. I don't like naked envelopes. There we go. Just a little nice little decoration there on the side. Clean that stamp. We can then go ahead now and adhere our designer series paper. Fold it there. Got our pieces. Got our interior. Just a little bit of blue. This just gives you a nice little border here. That lemon lolly really pops against that boho blue. There we go. All right, and then this piece is going to go in the center down here below this score mark. There we go. Okay, so let's go over the folding of this. And then we will attach the stuff. Actually, we can go ahead and do this now too. I'll wait to add the circle. Go about right there. There we go. Okay, so when you're folding this, you will see that you're going to need mountain. So doing your mountain fold here. These are going to go down. So mountain, mountain, and just gently do this until you get this to start going where you want it. So mountain, mountain, okay? And then on this one here, we're going to go valley and valley. Or actually, sorry, mountain, then valley. See, once you start folding this, it starts to come together. Just be gentle with it until you get it where you want it. There we go. Let's go ahead and put our inside piece in. And again, the measurement of the 4 1/4 by 4 gives you a nice little border. There you go. This one is going to get popped with some dimensionals. And I know my hands are probably in the way, but just bear with me here a second. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and we are going to use these flat adhesive back pearls. You can see there. I put a big one in the center and then the other 4 are small. I think they work nicely with the seashells. Hi, Connie. All right. So there we go. The center step fun fold card. It does mail, it does fold flat, so you can mail it. But with these type of embellishments, I would definitely put something over the top of that. And you can see again on the side there, the mechanism for that. Smile because you're awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this fun fold tonight, episode 68 of Crafty Hour, and I hope you'll give it a try. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you missed any part of this, the replay will be available here shortly. So thanks for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.